Welcome back to the Football Terrace. I'm live with my bro KJ. 3-0 to Chelsea, 2-1 to Liverpool tonight. And look, we're sponsored by StocksFC. And I am going to say this straight away. This is why I'm investing in Christopher Nkunku. Another very good game from him. Another goal from him. Winning penalties again. As a Man United fan, I don't like it. But if I'm going to put stocks in someone, listen, Nkunku was available, and I think this man's going to deliver for Chelsea. But loads to delve into tonight. First of all, how are you, KJ? You well, mate?
Yeah, man, I'm good. I'm good. A bit tired, obviously, you got the wife sleeping in the other room, so I got to make sure I'm not too loud and that. But other than that, no, all good. Then I was talking about
Hang
too
on a minute.
loud.
You never had that much. You didn't care when you were living at your parents and you were making loads of noise at this time.
Yeah, it's one of those ones where it's just like my wife offers me different things to my parents in it, so it's all good.
I should hope so. Yes, I mean, well, I want to start off with the Chelsea game. Much better from them tonight in terms, finishing their chances, moving the ball. They inverted the fullbacks into midfield tonight as opposed to starting them in midfield, and they just looked overall stronger, quicker, better than we've seen so far in pre-season.
Yeah, it was finally a good clean game. You can look at it and be like, actually, everyone play to what they can. I was really impressed with the midfield, the way that they controlled the ball, the way they got the ball forward, creating all these chances for the attackers. And going forward, someone like Romeo Lavia, I think, needs to be a starter. Like just looking at the way he's playing, his composure on the ball, his strength on the ball as well, his press resistance. He did really well in there, and he did he help create one of the goals, or he created he won the first penalty. He won the first penalty. That's what he did. He won the first penalty.
Yes.
And it just shows that the quality that he has as a player, and maybe that's what they were missing last season. Maybe Lavia was actually a key piece that we didn't realize because obviously he was injured for the season. So yeah, the good win overall. They're looking good. They're creating chances. Nkunku, man, Nkunku is a top player, and even when they announced it like a few years ago, like in the January, that there's going to be signing in the summer, I was annoyed because I knew that this guy's quality. And now if he stays fit and keeps his injury record low for Chelsea, like honestly, he's going to be a top player for them as well. So yeah, Nkunku, Lavia, I think Madueke did well as well. Made some really good chances scoring the penalty. So yeah, overall, good game from Chelsea, and what we want to see from them going forward.
Yeah, look, I agree. I think that still, I don't know how good Club America are. It was the commentators of Framido. They kept on saying, for some reason, they're English. They were going club. They reminded me of Deadyear. They kept saying club. So just say Club America. Like, you haven't got to put it on. But like, having said that, I do like to say Barcelona. But that's another conversation for another day. I just like how it rolls off the tongue. But yeah, I looked at them tonight. There was a better structure. And what's intriguing is maybe there was never any long-term plans to play the fullbacks in a starting position in midfield. So, but that's what we saw. But what was interesting is that Moresca made those changes. I thought Dewsbury Hall looks good and he's good coming in, especially on the ball. Lavia was so forward thinking. Every time he got it, he tried to move the ball forward. His ability to touch and turn on the sixpence was very, very good indeed. I mentioned Nkunku already. I just liked his link-up play. I liked how he got involved. He created opportunities. He obviously scored the penalty. The only thing I was a little disappointed in that there weren't any clear-cut chances created for him, but overall we looked better. Madueke, I know he scored a good penalty. Everything other than the finish was there again tonight for him. And I think if he can work hard, get that end product kind of patterned down this season, it puts him into a much better state. But overall, Chelsea looks a far more secure, strong, and sort of a much more well-oiled machine tonight. Interesting, the next couple of games, I think they play City and Real Madrid, are going to be that bigger test again. Because, again, we can kind of judge how good Celtic are because we understand the level of Scottish football. I don't know how good Club America are. So that's the only thing where I'm going to say I'm going to sort of remain a little bit tentative with it. But you've got to credit them. They scored their opportunities, they created, and they weren't getting cut through tonight, as we saw against Wrexham. And there's no way Wrexham are better than Club America, in my opinion. So, and Wrexham cut through them like a hot knife through butter at times. That didn't really happen tonight.
Yeah, well, to be fair, when a club has a player with a number that has 197 on their back, I think it shows how serious that club is. Club America is probably one of the best teams in Mexico. Like, obviously, they're one of the most famous teams, that's for sure. Their kit is wavy, but they are not the standard that the Chelsea are going to be coming up against in the Premier League. That is for sure, especially in the preseason game as well. So yeah, there's still those things that you look at Chelsea, and yes, they played good today, but you still look at like some areas in their team, and you're still like, okay, how's this going to turn out? It's like the striker situation. I know Guiu scored, if that's how you pronounce his name, the young Spanish lad. I know he's got his header.
Guiu, yeah.
Guiu, I know he got his header, and he's big and he's imposing, but it's still like, is he the guy that can really lead the line? We haven't seen Nicholas Jackson in his lineup yet. It's just big question marks in that forward line. And yeah, listen, we were praising Nkunku, but can he stay fit? That's the main thing, is like he needs to stay fit as well. So like, you look at Chelsea, very, very good team on paper. They could potentially go and challenge for top four place. Definitely in there for the top 6. It's just, can this all come together in the Premier League? And it's just, there's such an unknown quantity right now. Like, I need to see them get punched in the mouth. I like that question. I need to see.
Well, that's how I mean, we were just talking about keyboard warriors a little bit earlier, and a punch in the mouth would like, sometimes I feel like people on Twitter, if they got a punch in the mouth every time they tweeted something ridiculous, would they keep tweeting it? No. So no, I do agree. And look, there's a lot. Me and you were talking privately today, and Chelsea are one of the teams. Again, if I remove my Man United hat and talk purely as a content creator, purely as a football fan, Chelsea's whole situation is exciting to me. Whether they're good, bad, or indifferent, that's what's exciting, because they feel like a little bit of an unknown quantity this season. More preseason games are going to come, but if they can grow from this, we look at this from a positive angle. They start getting stronger from this and better from this. They bring in Osimhen to add even more firepower up front. They've still got Caicedo to come back. They've still got fitness levels to go up. Remember, Club America are halfway through their season. I was told, someone said it's Club America, not Club America. But yes, yeah. I think there's an accent on one of the on the E. But yeah, so from my perspective, I was impressed in time. You mentioned Guiu again. And he's got his head up. Everything barring his finish at the moment looks great. His runs were excellent. He's got good strength. He's got good size for a player his age. I know his header was decent. I still want to see it from the reverse angle, because I'm still not convinced. I feel like it hit the goalkeeper that sent it on target, and then it deflected and went in. But it's just his shot. But he is young, and there's room for him to develop. But overall, I feel like he looks like a good second stroke, third choice striker this season for them. You add Osimhen to this team, Jackson as the backup or playing out wide, and then Guiu as the sort of third choice player, maybe some games in the reserves, some games in the first team, although they are in 4 competitions, you might need to use him. But look, a much, much, much better night tonight for Chelsea. I think there's something in this for their fans, a real positive for them to take away, if that makes sense. The 2 games before it was hard to really find those positives, barring the attacking football that was good against Celtic, which tonight they just capitalized on, and they capitalized early. But Chelsea fans, give us your thoughts and give us your feelings in the comments section below, or of course in our live chat. In that live chat, I don't know if I didn't star it, did I? If you guys want to sign up to StocksFC, I think you should, by the way. You can click on the link that I've just put in the live chat now and go and sign yourselves up. You get some free stocks. Start building slowly. Start getting yourself ready for the beginning of the season. But honestly, I'm so excited about using StocksFC next year, mainly to call people into action when they give it. I've got stocks in Nkunku. Have you really, though? Have you really got stocks in him? Or are you just chatting?
I do have stocks in Nkunku. So he's actually the first stock that I bought.
Yeah, I mean, he's someone that I just think, again, if he can stay injury free, he's going to be heavily involved in most things that are good with Chelsea next year. By the way, they've also got Palmer to come back as well, so there we go. In the other game tonight, we saw Arsenal lose 2-1 to Liverpool, and I actually want to start off by talking about Liverpool because a lot of their fans have shot me down of late, where I've said they should be aiming to win the title, where the expectations shouldn't suddenly drop because slots come in for Klopp. Because this is not as though they're a poorly run club. It isn't as if though they were like struggling to play good football in a relegation battle or mid-table at the end of Klopp's reign. This was a team in a title race last year who won a trophy. Yes, they haven't added any new firepower yet, but they are a very well-run club according to the majority of their fans. Edwards is back. They've picked this person specifically to take over from Klopp in a good scenario in a well-run club. And I watched them tonight, and I feel justified in my opinion that they should be considered title contenders. I know it's pre-season and it's not about the result per se, but I thought there was large proportions of their performance, especially in that first half with maintaining the ball, still very good in the counter-attack, the way they were using the ball, Harvey Elliott in possession. I thought Liverpool looked really good tonight.
Yeah, no, that first half they were the better team. They were brilliant, and I was watching them. I was like, you know what? Yeah, okay, cool. Like maybe Liverpool fans, they need to relax a bit in terms of how Slot's going to do, how they're going to play football. Because from what I can see, this is the first game I've sat down and watched Liverpool. You're in good hands now. Will that turn into a Premier League or a Champions League? I don't know, but it's not like you've got like this manager that's playing this awful football that you look at straight away and like, oh, what's that? Like this is very different to what we used to. This is not what we're gonna. That's not the style of football we want to see. He plays a good brand of football, and today they was moving the ball beautifully. That second goal from Carvalho, the way that they moved the ball going to that position, and then just dinked it over the top with the runs as well, and that's what really impressed me about Liverpool today. The runs in behind the defense, and they showed two types of goal. They showed the type of goal if a team's got a high line, obviously with Mo Salah running in behind and do what Mo Salah does, or if a team's sitting back and is in their box. They show that no matter what scenario it is, they can find a way towards goal. And you see many teams that they've only got one facet of scoring goals, and that's a hindrance. But Liverpool just showed that in this game that they can score goals in two different scenarios. So that's really good. And I think Carvalho shouldn't be loaned out this year. He needs to be getting game time.
The pass from Elliott was sublime, absolutely sublime. I remember Paul Scholes playing the pass that once. It was just ridiculous. The finish from Carvalho was good. I was impressed with him. And this is an opportunity because although I think there'll be a fair amount of overlap in terms of the managers, there will be some new elements. There will be some new opportunities for particular players to get game time and to impress. And he may have he will have a different view on who's right for him, who's wrong for him as an example. And it's a little bit of an opportunity now for people that maybe were on the periphery of Jurgen Klopp's squad to stake a bigger claim. I have read, Curtis Jones saying it's like the happiest he's felt at Liverpool in a long time. And maybe it's because he's going to have a bigger part this year and he feels he's kind of up for that. And there's a comment that came through from Maradon a moment ago. And I do agree with him on this. Where's it gone now? I might have scrolled past it, or where's it gone? I hope he ain't deleted it. You didn't delete it, did you, Maradon? Why can't I find your comment?
No, he found a way to blame you for deleting it.
Well, he's I've made him a moderator now as well. I thought he's been around long enough to become a moderator of the Football Terrace, so he shouldn't have been deleted. But maybe he did. Oh no, here it is. It's just people said Liverpool will fall off because Klopp was leaving. Never once thought Slot is good. And this is where me and you agree, Maradon. But equally, I'm getting a lot of crap from Liverpool fans for me stating that if you're not in the title race, it's a failure of a season. Because I think Slot is a good manager. And I also don't believe that the likes of Edwards and co would make that big or bad of a mistake. And I'll give you an example. When Sir Alex left Man United, if we'd had the likes of Edwards and co running our club in the period up to him leaving, and they carried on running the club after he left, I don't even think we'd have appointed Moyes. I don't think we'd have made that first summer mistakes. I don't think we would have carried on making the mistakes that we did, even if the first appointment wasn't good enough. And that's the fundamental difference here between Klopp leaving Liverpool and Fergie and Wenger leaving Arsenal. One, who was running the club the following season, and in Arsenal's situation, they were being poorly run in the lead up to Wenger leaving, and then all they did was appoint a new manager on top of that mess in Unai Emery, and it continued. Arsenal started to improve when they changed their backroom staff, their decision makers, their key football people. So listen, I totally agree with Maradona on this. This idea that, and there might be a slight drop off, is in he's probably not going to be as good as Klopp. So that is something I probably did say. But this idea that they won't be in the title race, top four, maybe not even as high as the top four, is crazy. I still think they need more signings. I think all clubs need fresh new blood every single summer. But aside from that, what did you make of Arsenal tonight?
Obviously, the first half wasn't usually like them. A lot of mistakes, a lot of things not going with their way, and it weren't the greatest performance in the first half. But in the second half, I think what they can take from it is that they can go up gears. Like, they can still go up gears. And I think that's something that's very underrated in football, is being able as a team to go from gear 1 to gear 2 to gear 3, 4, 5, and 6. Like, many teams get stuck in gear 2 and that's it. Like, they get in second gear and that's all they can get into. But Arsenal did show that actually, okay, listen, that we're behind. We can actually turn it on. In that second half, they were the better team. It was a game of two halves, and credit to Liverpool for holding on to that lead, and the young players coming on and being disciplined and making sure that they keep the defense clean and don't make any mistakes. But Arsenal were playing some good stuff, and you know what? Yeah, I think if people haven't realized by now how good Odegaard is, I think they need to reevaluate how they look at football, because
yeah.
this guy is top notch. And I know we've had a conversation before about maybe Rice becoming the captain or whatnot, but the way he just performs on the pitch, I can see why he's the captain for Arsenal. He's on the ball, he's everywhere, he's creating chances, just doing beautiful things with the football. And it's just kind of like, you know what, yeah, Arsenal need to really and truly build around this guy. Make sure that this guy is actually getting all the players that he kind of needs around him so he can actually do what he needs to do. So if that's another midfielder coming in, so he can do less defensive work, he can do less build-up work, and he can just do his thing in the final third, yeah, listen, you're gonna see a brilliant version of Odegaard. And I think that's where they've been lacking in Granit Xhaka leaving and not replacing him. And they might be getting Mikel Moreno instead to fill that void. And if they do, Rice Moreno in that midfield with Odegaard in front,
and you know, I'll keep the same energy for Arsenal as I did for the Man United game. There are certain defeats in pre-season I think you can absolutely take. Narrowly losing 2-1 you can take. I think they would be very disappointed with the first goal they conceded in terms of their defensive shape. I don't think Kai Havertz works in midfield. I think that if I was, again, they're trying different things, and it is about fitness. If we were reviewing the match, then Nwaneri should have started in that position. For me, I think it may have been a little bit different. But they did start to take hold of the ball a bit more in the second half. The problem you have in the preseason games is I really and truly, we should just go live after the first half, because then you start getting a massive substitutions for both sides, and the games always become a little bit disjointed in the second half, if that made sense. So, yeah, look, from my perspective, I thought Arsenal did okay in places and in spaces in terms of performances, but you can the one thing I would say again is you can see how much they need Saka and or somebody else to come into that team, because Reece Nelson's good, but he's never ever going to be of the level, anywhere near the level of a Saka. Kai Havertz next season can't be playing in that midfield. He can't be playing that midfield. That's why, though, the deal's been done for Moreno to come into the team.
And I know people sorry.
Sorry, go on.
No, I know people are chatting about it, but like, obviously Zinchenko, he's not what Arsenal needs in a left back anymore. Maybe stick him in midfield. Maybe it will work, or move him on at this point, because he's showing that he's not up for the fight for to be a Premier League champion. Unless he's getting carried by his team, he's not the guy to lead the team, and that's where he is at his career. That he wants to be leading, he wants to be playing, and he's just not that guy. Him and then Fabio Vieira. That was listen. You missed with that one, Arsenal. I know you've had some amazing signings recently and really good signings in the last few years, but that Fabio Vieira, brother, yeah. That's a miss. That's a big miss.
Sorry, Sancho just scored, but it was given as offside. It looked offside.
The game's on now. Oh, the game's started now. Oh,
yeah. Do you know what's really funny, right?
It's 3:30.
No, it's 3:00. But all the other preseason games have kicked off late, and this one actually managed to kick off early. This one actually kicked off a minute early.
Nice.
Yeah. Or actually, no. Someone said it meant to start at 5 to 3, so it was actually late still.
Oh, okay.
This here from Matt, though, I agree with. Partey physically is done. I know it's pre-season, so people have still got their fitness levels to get up. But I was looking at Partey and thinking to myself, he physically looks a shadow of himself. I really did think that. I agree. This here says the game proves two things. One, Calafiori was absolutely necessary, as Zinchenko is a clear liability, and two, Liverpool are still a title contending team. I think it's fair to draw those conclusions from that game, and considering what we already know about in real time from these players. I was at the game. Zinni and Kivior were awful. I think Kai was actually good in midfield. The thing with Kai Havertz that I just don't think he has the technical ability on the ball to do is try and sort of command the game. And I think Ranieri is going to be able to do that. Marino will be able to do that. So yeah, I think he's good when he's got the ball at his feet. But it's in terms of a good flick here, a good pass there. But he's just not the guy to play in central midfield, in my opinion, especially not against Premier League teams. Personally, I think if Arsenal went out and got a striker, Havertz would need to drop back into midfield, and it doesn't suit him. Therefore, Arteta would have a major problem. But I don't know if he would. I think you start using, for me, you use Gabriel Jesus on the left or right as cover, and then Havertz and the new striker fight it out to be the number 1 or number 2, number 9. That's how you do it. And if Kai Havertz ends up being a bench player, but the new number 9 scoring goals and Arsenal were better, then he's not going to drop to midfield if you're about to sign Mikel Merino. You know where you're signing him for Kai Havertz to start over him.
Okay, I didn't realize that was a clean tackle, but apparently it was.
Hang on. Oh, Jesus. Come on, ref. Oh, nice pre-season. Oh, my God. He said he got the ball. Piss off.
This is what I'm saying.
Piss off. How is that not a foul? My word. Why is everybody taking issue with the pitch again? I don't know. I didn't think there's anything wrong with the pitch tonight.
Wow. I've just seen the replay. That's 100% a red card if that was in a real game. That's terrible.
Let's have a little look. I'm gonna see the replay now as well. Ball's played over the top. In fairness, though, Ahmad was probably offside.
Yeah,
so VAR would stop it, but it's just such a foul. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. This year says our fans gas up saying we're back, whilst Liverpool fans are more sensible. But again, do you know what I say to you, Mr. Rashford Goat? Because most of your tweets and most of your comments, and I respect the super chats about United are quite negative, but I respect your opinion. What I would say is this: who are these Man United fans saying that we were back? Because, do they have a name? Do they have a face? If not, I mean, I know you don't have a name and a face for us either, but if they don't have a name and a face, you can't be taking them seriously because they're just doing it for engagement farming, but mainly because there's no accountability because no one knows who the hell they are. It's like all the idiots. I'm seeing all the certain Arsenal fans kind of mock and laugh that Euro's out for 3 months. And then when anyone attacks them for it, they go, what about this? And they put a picture up of one of these nameless, faceless Man United fans who've done the same to their players. And it's just, this is what I mean by these individuals. Why is anybody following them? They're fucking scumbags. They're genuine scumbags. If I see anyone doing it, they're out of there. Like United fans, if I follow them and they're writing nonsense, like, we're back, we're winning the league next year, the first thing I do is mute them and then unfollow them if I'm accidentally following them. And then they're gone off my timeline and I don't see the nonsense anymore. Ignore it because it's all bullshit, my friend. Nelson is here for vibes. Prefer Fabio.
You should prefer neither, really. Both shouldn't be Arsenal to their level, unfortunately. Yeah.
There we go. Look, I want to thank everyone who's tuned in. I'm sure if Arsenal would have won, there might have been a few more people tuning in, but it is late. People have probably gone to bed. United are playing. I didn't realize Batista's manager was Pellegrini. We're live after Man United versus Real Betis. So make sure if you're around, if you're awake, make sure you're all tuning in. But until next time, everybody, look after yourselves. Take care. Goodbye. What's happened here? Because KJ put his hands up. There's a good cross. Rashford gets the ball. Oh, beautiful Rashford. Good pullback. Is that a pen? How's that not a pen, ref?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, my goodness, referee.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, my goodness, referee. He could have broke his leg. Wow. This feels like a real game where we're not getting anything. Like, genuinely.
Yeah. This is proper preseason, getting us ready for the season.
Yeah, what's going to happen in real life? Listen, everyone who's tuned in, thank you. Take care. Goodbye. God bless. Check out StocksFC, and we'll see you all soon. Peace.